Today, we're diving into a piece of software that's been quietly powering some of the most innovative music and art for decades. This is the story of a real quiet powerhouse, PureData. So let's start with a thought experiment. What if you could create your own custom synthesizer, or maybe an interactive video installation, not by hammering out lines and lines of code, but just by, well, connecting blocks together? That's exactly the world we're going to explore. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to kind of shift our thinking about what programming even looks like. Okay, so what is PureData, or PD as it's often called? Well, it's a visual programming language. And the key concept here is data flow. The best way to think about it is like a digital factory assembly line. You have all these little boxes, these objects, and each one does a very specific job. Maybe one generates a sound wave, another one measures the volume, and you, the creator, connect them with these virtual wires, creating a path for the data to literally flow through and get transformed at each step. It's like building with digital Legos, but for sound and visuals. And this is what's so revolutionary about it. Your screen doesn't look like a scary wall of text. It looks like a diagram, a map, a visual representation of your idea coming to life. This process, this act of connecting things, is called patching, and it's what makes the whole thing feel so intuitive, especially for artists and musicians who think visually. So where did this incredibly powerful tool even come from? Well, its backstory is just as fascinating as what it can do.
This is Miller Paquette. He's the mind behind not just PureData, but also its well-known predecessor, Max. Now, when he was creating Pod back in the mid-90s, he made a really critical decision. Instead of turning it into a commercial product, he just gave it away. He wanted the world to have it to build on it, which really set the stage for its entire philosophy.
And this slide, this really nails the fundamental difference between PureData and its commercial cousin, Max MSP. They're part of the same family, yeah, but they live on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. PureData is totally free. Its source code is open for anyone to see, to tweak, and its future is decided by the people who use it. Max, on the other hand, is a fantastic, polished commercial product, but it's owned by a corporation. This split is absolutely central to what PureData is all about. Now, don't ever mistake free for dead or abandoned. PureData has been in constant development for decades. You can see it right here. It started back in '96, and it's been evolving ever since. There was this really key moment in 2014 when a super popular version called PD Extended was discontinued. You think that would be the end, right? But no. It actually sparked this huge wave of energy in the community, leading to new, modern versions like PureData, which is getting updates to this day. And that story of resilience really brings us to what is, without a doubt, PureData's secret weapon. It's global, passionate community. Just to give you a sense of the scale, let's look at some numbers. On just one download site, SourceForge, it's been downloaded over 100,000 times. I mean, that is a massive user base for what is, let's be honest, a pretty niche tool. And those users are talking to each other. The subreddit for PureData has about 7,500 members, and that's just one spot. There are mailing lists, forums, all these places are buzzing with people sharing ideas, solving problems, and pushing the limits of the software every single day. Now, this is where you can see the hard data. This is from GitHub, where the actual code lives. The main PureData project has been starred over 1,700 times. It's been forked, meaning copied by other developers to create their own versions, over 250 times. You've got 81 people who have directly contributed code. This isn't just a user base, it's a global, decentralized development team. And that's the core of it right there. This community is the lifeblood. They're not just passive users, they are active builders. They create thousands of add-ons called externals that give PED new powers. And they're the ones who drive the creation of whole new forks, like PureData, which has a slick, modern interface. So, with all this technical power and community energy, what do people actually do with it? Let's take a look at the art that comes out of all this. First off, PureData has been picked up by some real heavy hitters. We're talking about artists like the legendary Brian Eno, who's used it to create his signature generative ambient soundscapes. When an artist of that caliber embraces a tool, you know it's something special. And the versatility is just insane. You have people using it to perfectly recreate complex minimalist classics like Steve Reich's Piano Phase. At the same time, someone else is generating thumping acid house tracks with algorithms. You've got these incredible generative sci-fi soundscapes. You have people building custom synths from the ground up. And you even have live coding performances where the music is literally being programmed right in front of the audience. It can do almost anything you can imagine, and it goes way beyond just making tracks. It's also the engine behind incredible interactive art. If you've ever seen video of the Reactable, that glowing futuristic table where people move these physical blocks around to make music, well, that's PureData under the hood. It's the brains translating those physical movements into sound in real time. So this brings us to our final section. Because PureData's impact isn't just stuck in the art gallery or the studio, it's spreading out in some really interesting ways. Its reach is growing in a few key directions. First, education. Its visual, block-based nature makes it the perfect tool for teaching sound design and even the fundamentals of programming in universities all over the world. Then you've got the web. New projects are popping up that let you run PureData patches right in your web browser, which is a total game changer. And finally, mobile. There's a library called libpd that lets developers embed the entire PureData audio engine directly into their mobile apps. So if there's one big takeaway here, it's this. PureData isn't some dusty old piece of software. It is a living, breathing, evolving project. It's constantly adapting to new creative challenges and neat technologies, all because of that community that believes in open, accessible tools for everyone. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on. We live in an age of monthly subscriptions and walled-off software. PureData stands for something completely different. It makes you wonder, what does the future of creativity look like when the most powerful tools are not only free, but are actively being built and shared by the people who use them? What kind of art does that world make possible?